Hey everyone, welcome back to another video. In today's video, I'm going to show you guys how you guys are be able to run macOS on any Linux distribution. I think this video will be really interesting for people who want to experience having a Mac device. Of course, you can experiment with this virtual machine as much as you want. I mean, this is just a virtual machine running macOS basically. Anyways, before we actually start the video, I want you guys to right now hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and go ahead and comment down below if you have any problems throughout the video. Join to our Discord server as well. We help a lot of people over there. I personally am online. I'm active with my community. I help them personally. So just go ahead and join your Discord server if you have any problems or questions, and I will guide you over there. So we're going to use this guide on GitHub with this fabulous, amazing people who made it. Basically, we're just gonna go ahead and follow everything in the instructions, and then we are basically done. We can make our own virtual machine of macOS. So we're gonna go ahead and first copy this URL, and we need to clone it somewhere. Like, we have to clone it, obviously. So first of all, I'm just gonna go ahead and go to my home directory. I'm gonna install my macOS on my home directory. You can install it anywhere you want, so make sure if you go to have like other drives or whatever, go here and then make it to your terminal, and basically clone it in this drive or whatever the other drives you have. But in today's video, I'm just going to install in my home directory. I'm just going to go ahead and first clone my the GitHub repository, and it's going to take like a few minutes. After I cloned it though, we're not going to start anything yet, because we need to install QEMU, Python 3, and pip. These are pretty much the required stuff that we need to install this. Obviously, you can install them by just like, as you can see, if you're having apt-get, which is for, I think this is just for Ubuntu, if I'm not wrong, Pacman, which is for Arch Linux. I use Pacman for myself because I'm running an Arch basically a distribution, and you just have to copy and paste it. As you can see, this is for Arch, Void Linux, and yeah, basically just install that line because you need this for running macOS. And after you install everything in the requirements, the dependencies, you guys go ahead and copy this line of the code, which is Moab. We need to install Moab. The other ones are kind of buggy. I tried them, but Moab is just pretty well running on my system, and probably by other people as well, because since it's more compatible apparently. Anyway, so I'm just gonna go ahead and cd to the where we downloaded, we cloned the project. We're just gonna go ahead and macOS kvm. I cd to that folder, and now I'm just gonna go ahead and do jump start. So as you can see, it's right now doing its stuff. It's gonna take a while, obviously, depending on your internet connection, because it's gonna go ahead and download Moha from internet. And after it's downloaded, we can start doing the setup and other necessary stuff. Now it is over. Done. So now we need to go ahead, and as you can see, the step number 2, you need to allocate some space to your macOS. So if you have a space, make sure you have enough space in your directory that you have, and we're gonna set the amount. Obviously, I'm gonna paste that code that we just copied on GitHub. As you can see, I put 64G, right? So in here, you can put the amount of gigabytes you want your macOS allocation to be. So for example, this is the default 60. You need 64 as the main storage that you need to basically allocate, but we can make it further, like for example 100G. Personally, if you want to give you a recommendation, please go higher than 100 gigabytes, because once you want to upgrade some stuff, you might need more space, and that will be more difficult to allocate, because right now this is a really necessary part, because you can't allocate more, and it will be even harder to do that later on. So personally, in this video, because I have like enough space, I am going to allocate 100 gigabytes. Not 64, 100 gigabytes, because why not? The more space you give it, the more calm you will be for installing it. Anyways, and then hit enter, and there we go, done. Simple as that. Now in here, if you go back to our home directory, when we clone, like whenever, like where you clone your repository, mine is in my home directory, as you can see, macOS kvm. I'm just gonna go ahead and right click on my basic sh and the basic sh file, and then I'm gonna edit some lines here. So it says add this to the end of your basic.sh file. I'm going to copy this, and I'm going to add this in the end of my file. And there we go. Fantastic. Once you've done this, save it, and then you should be totally fine to go. You just have to run the basic.sh file. Simple as that. We just have to do the basic.sh. And there we go. You have your Linux virtual machine ready to go. Wait for it to basically do this stuff, and there we go. We're in Clever. So for that, for this right now, I'm gonna make this full screen. One other thing I'm gonna teach you guys is basically when you click on the QEMU, and as you can see, I cannot go back to my desktop anymore. You can release this by just doing Control Alt and G on your keyboard. As you can see, I'm back on my computer without any problems. And as well, you can make it full screen if you want to by just doing Control, Alt, and F. I'm going to do that because I want to show everything to you guys. So once you're here, you got to go ahead and click on this right now on your keyboard, hit enter. And as you can see, it's basically running like a like a whole OS itself is doing its job. Obviously, it's gonna take a while for it to do its stuff, depending on if you're using SSD or a hard drive. I use SSD because why not? And here we go, the Apple logo is showing up, and so just wait for it to do its stuff. And here we are, now we're in macOS that we have. Now in here, we should be able to set up whatever we want. But right now we need to install macOS on our computer. So for doing that, we need to click on disk utility first, and then click continue. And once we've done this, as you can see, we have a disk utility option here. So I have my QEMU hard disk media, and I have this and as well. So this is the base one, we don't care about this. And then we got this, which is 100 gigabytes, and there's this with 200 and whatever megabytes. So remember how much we allocated at the beginning, I don't know, 1 minute ago, 2 minutes ago. I told you how much you can allocate. So right now I allocated like 100 gigabytes on my computer for this for my drive for this macOS system. So find that allocation amount that you did. Obviously it's not going to be the exact because there's some calculations, right, for it. So like I allocated 100 gigabytes, but it says 107. So you know, after you find it here, it might even be less for you, but it depends. Anyway, so after you guys found this here, you need to click on erase on top here. And then as you can see, you can put a name on it. I'm gonna call it whatever. I'm gonna call it Dashcraft or whatever. You can call it whatever you want. And then here in the format, this is really important. You need to click on this, and you need to click on APFS on top here because it's pretty much faster. And that is basically the nowadays format file Apple uses for its basically system hard drive or whatever. And then we click on, and then we're gonna click on erase. It's gonna take like a few seconds. It won't take long at all. It's just like trying to basically mount our drive. There we go. We gotta click on done. As you can see, we have Dashcraft here. Now you're allowed to close this window, and then you click on reinstall Mac OS. Click on continue. And once you click on continue, as you can see, we have this set up. So we're gonna click on the continue right here. So in here we have basically the accepting terms of service. Just hit on agree, even though we're breaking it. I'm gonna be honest with you, we're using a virtual machine to do this kind of stuff. Just hit agree. Just hit the agree. You don't care about this kind of stuff, just like a bunch of things. And as you can see, I have my hard drive in here that I renamed and erased. I'm gonna click on install here as well. And there we go. It's now installing. You have to be patient in this section because it's gonna take a long time for sure. It depends, like I said, on your computer. But Mac is always slow at installing at the beginning, so just be patient for it to be installed, and then you should be fine to go. I'll be right back after once this is over. Alright, so as you can see, setup is done, and then it's gonna automatically restart for you. Obviously, after you're in the welcome page, you just have to basically select what country you're in. I'm personally in Canada, so I'm just gonna select Canada, I think. Hold on a minute. There we go, Canada. Continue. I'm just gonna continue this. I don't care. Now, data and privacy. Click and continue. Do not transfer information, and don't sign in with an Apple ID yet in here. Click on setup later and skip, please. You don't want to do that yet, but after you logged in, you can do that. Obviously, this is not a good idea apparently. So, and then click on agree. Let's break it, guys. Agree. And then let's go on and put our name. My personal name is like Poria, so I'm just gonna put Poria's name. Account name Poria as well. Password. I'm just gonna put 1234 1234. I don't need any hint. Continue. Express setup. Let's see this. I might click on continue as well. You don't care about this either. And I'm gonna set up dark mode. Obviously, I hate white mode. It's just like, why are you using white mode, bro? Click on dark mode because it looks better, obviously, as well. So you're gonna click on this, and there we go. It's setting up my Mac device, and there we go. Finally, we have our own macOS operating system without any problems. And as you can see, everything works as good as possible. Like nothing. There's no problems. You can also check for updates. I don't care about that. You have a working macOS, and congratulations, you did it. So right now, I'm just gonna go ahead and shut down this because I want to allocate more memory and more CPU into my macOS operating system so it will work faster. All right, so first thing I'm gonna do is basically just like that, and I'm just gonna go ahead and close the terminal. Just do Control-C, and I will close our macOS. Now, what you want to do is basically by just double clicking on the basic.sh, or just like you want to edit it basically. So once you're in here, you want to give it an amount of memory. So on default, it should be like 12 gigabytes. I put 8 gigabytes because I have 16 gigabytes of memory on my computer. Usually try to give it a half of your memory or less than that. Don't give it more than half because your system might differ or something like that. And the more memory obviously you give it, the faster it will get. And obviously the cores are, this is one of the most important parts. So we can give it more threads and cores. I give it, on default, it should be 2 cores and 4 threads. But you wanted to give it like 4 cores and 8 threads so it will work faster. Like I said, I don't know how many cores your CPU has or stuff. If you don't have a powerful computer, I just say put on default and give it like 4 gigabytes of memory. But I have a powerful computer, so I'm just gonna give it like as much good as possible cores and stuff, because why not? Because I want to work faster. And you should be fine to go. So after you save the other file, there's step 3, which if you want to do bridge networking, GPU pass-through, screen resolution, or add memory. We did the add memory part. We can do the bridge networking as well. I don't really need that. I think one most common thing that you guys need to know is about the screen resolution, because the default screen resolution is not 1080p. If you can increase that to 1080p if you want to, so it will look a lot better. You can just click on this, and then you'll basically learn how you can change the screen resolution. You can just follow the step by step, and you should be fine to go. So one more last thing before I finish this video is just showing you guys how you guys are be able to run your macOS like when you're just turning out right now, because last time it was a lot more like it was just have to go to the Clover and stuff, but this time you have to change one thing. So when you're in the Clover, every single time you have to go on boot macOS from the drive name that you put. You have to click on that. I don't think this default is gonna work sometimes, because this is gonna boot from the base system. We don't want to boot from base system because the base system is just the installation part. But if you want to boot to the hard drive, which is in my case, I rename it to Dashcraft, whatever hard drive name you put, you have to click on that, and there you go. You're basically gonna get booted into your macOS operating system, and it will ask for your password as well, I think. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Thank you guys for watching today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you enjoyed, go ahead and hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and share it to your friends if you want to, because this video is actually pretty much, I don't do this kind of videos on my channel, but I'm starting to expand my content to Linux stuff because I'm really interested in Linux, and I have a lot of knowledge about it as well, because I want to share it with people at the same time. So if you guys support me, that would be great. And thank you guys for watching today's video. This is Dashcraft, and I'm out.